back to another day of living in a new house, and as expected, the rain has done its job on the snow, and we've had a couple of snowman casualties down there. Rip the snowmen, they never even got named. Sad times. But anyway, we are back after the disturbing news of the wall falling apart yesterday, and that's exactly what we're going to be cracking on with. So I'm going to get this bit of wall stripped back and see how much we actually physically need to rip off. I suspect it's the whole thing, because if you actually tap this, you may hear, if I stop talking for a second, like, it almost sounds hollow behind it, I guess, so it hasn't adhered very well. But thankfully, if I do it on this wall, you'll notice the sort of difference in sound. So I'm hoping it is literally just that wall that hasn't adhered properly because of this addict sandwich, either not PVAing it or letting the plaster get too dry, one of the two. Either way, we're going to strip that wall back. We're going to get back to sanding. It's probably going to be a bit jumpy around here in the time lapse because that sander, I can only hold it above my head for so long because it's got quite a bit of weight to it. So we'll be doing streaks and patches and jumping between jobs just so I can give my shoulders a rest, and then let's see how far we get with it. So what's the diagnosis now we've stripped this wall back? What you'll see is the bits where we've got tape and filler, that bit I have managed to pull off. It's actually still adhered pretty well. So if you remember back from one of the previous vlogs, we had a patch we put in there to repair a socket damage, and we had a patch up there, and we tape and filled the corner. All of that stuff is stuck on nice. This section I can't explain. That is adhered really well onto that particular corner, and I can't explain why. What you'll see here as well is here's where we had the first layer. So we did, if I remember correctly, put some PVA on this wall when we like PVA'd the ceiling and the other walls with this misbelief that I'd be able to plaster the roof, plaster the walls and get the whole room done in one go. Whether we did or not put the second coat on, I don't know, but I think this might be part of what's causing it. So where this paint's flaking away has caused it not to adhere properly. That would explain this section, but it won't explain this section because there's very little in the way of like paint peeling off up here, and yet it still wasn't adhered properly. So yeah, I think it's, as I mentioned yesterday, a mixture of maybe not PVA'd wall plus drying plaster that was going off a little bit too quick, plus potentially even peeling paint as well. I have had a look down this. Now all of this has got a nice thin skim on. It doesn't seem to be coming away too badly, except for this bottom section down here. There is a little bit of play. Now it's not ridiculous amounts of play, so I have seen things online where you can actually just drop a bit of BVA behind it and it should actually help re-secure it, so we may have a go at that depending on how bad it gets. But yeah, I'm now in the conundrum now where these bits that are adhered well, do I try and scrape them off the wall, which is going to be challenging so I can plaster properly, or do I try and plaster in the hole and just patch the hole as it is? I need to mull that one over. So while I'm mulling that one over, the sander is going to come back out. We're going to go blast through some more ceiling and some more walls, and yeah, let's just see how far we can get. have sanded absolutely every wall inside of here. You might have noticed while I was doing that there was some speed up in what was going on. I thought I was in the top speed for the sander. Turns out there was this whole extra new speed zone I hadn't uncovered yet. And once I did that, it definitely got a lot quicker with doing it. Also, the other thing that was helping is this section of the roof was actually a lot flatter. Actually, looks like I missed a spot there, and we'll have to go back and do that bit. But this section of the roof was already a lot flatter, so it wasn't as bad. But if we do the old torchy test again, you will see that is looking so much better, so much flatter. There's still a couple of low spots kind of just over here, which you can semi-see with this light, but they're not too bad. What we may actually do is end up patching those ones up with filler along the way. But yeah, I'm definitely much more pleased with how the roof is now looking. So I think the plan of action now is that I'm going to break out the multi-tool and change the adapter for the sanding head, which is this one here. And I've still got to get into the corners, which obviously I couldn't reach with a big drywall sander, and just get around and patch those up. Now what I'm going to do primarily is focus on this corner down here first, and this corner here, and the top edge under the skirting board. Because what I really want to do is put a wash coat of the water and half watered down paint just to seal this surface first. One, because that's where the radiator's going in, and we can get close towards getting the radiator on. But two, it gives me a chance to see how bad that's going to look with painted. Is there any more patching up I need to do? And it will give us a better indication of how the rest of this room is going to look. So we're going to crack the multi-tool out. We're going to blast through those corners real quick. And then the only other thing we're going to have to do is then the wiping down, because you'll see this dust all over the walls as well. So we need to get all of that off before we do any more. But yeah, happier because we are making progress. That is all the sanding done, at least the first pass of it definitely done, and two of the walls dusted down now. We've still got plenty more to do. We've got to obviously wipe down the rest of the walls. We've got to rebond that wall. I've got a bit more tidying up to do around the bottom edges, and there's still a few like patches that I need to fill, but we'll work on those as we go through it. But I'm actually going to call it there for today because I have, like everybody else, ruined my sleep schedule over the Christmas break. And I want to get back into some form of proper routine, so I'm not starting work on my house at like 1 o'clock on the weekend. So we're going to park it there for today. I think tomorrow, as I said, I'll come back, I might do some more work on this one as well. And I'll either go for the base coat of paint on that one, or I'll get on with plastering the walls yet. I think that one's going to be kind of weather dependent and kind of see how my shoulder is tomorrow. But we'll see how I get on with that. But anyway, just want to say thank you very much for watching. Feel like I've made a good chunk of progress today, so I'm very happy, and happy hunting. We'll see you all in tomorrow's vlog.